everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is time for another reading vlog. After years of hearing people rave about this book, it is finally time to read Verity by Colleen Hoover. I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous. As you can see, I did try reading this one last year and it did not go to plan. So I'm trying again today and I feel like I have to do this in one go because if I stop like I did last year, I might not start up again. So we're gonna try and finish this today. Also, I'm wearing this super cute shirt. It says the Boo Crew on it. It's got cute little ghosty friends. My mom actually has an Etsy shop and a website where she sells SVGs and she made these little ghosties. I will link all of her information in the description box in case you're interested. But this like cutesy look is a little bit more of the direction I tend to go in for Halloween, so this is going to be a ride. Before I start the book, this video will have spoilers, so if you have not read it and you don't want it to be spoiled, go read it, come back here, and we can share our thoughts. I am going to reread the first 2 chapters, but I'm gonna go ahead and include my original reaction to those parts, and then we'll jump back into the present once I've caught up. I don't know why I decided to start reading this at night. I have my comfy on, partly for the vibes, but also because it makes me feel like I'm being hugged, and I feel like I'm really gonna need that. Let's get into it. What? Literally the first sentence. I hear the crack of his skull before the spattering of blood reaches me. Well, that's memorable. What the heck? Colleen! This is the first page. I closed my eyes before his head went under the tire, but I heard it pop like the cork of a champagne bottle. I'm too visual for this. I'm actually sweating now. Oh my god, the blood is on her shirt. That's my worst nightmare. Someone said, "Are you hurt?" I legitimately, for a second there, thought that they were talking about the man that was lying down on the floor. They were just talking to her. I don't even know what her name is at this point. The blood is on her face. The blood is on her face. The blood is on her face. Ah, he locked the door. They went into the bathroom and he locked the door. That's suspicious. My dude says, "I'm fine. I've seen worse, unfortunately." What have you seen that's worse? His daughter. Oh, I would feel so bad asking him to explain. Oh, today's the first time I've stepped outside in weeks. What a way to commemorate. I would never go outside again. Gross. I don't like Corey already. Oof. If he'd told me 9:30 rather than 9, I wouldn't have witnessed the accident across the street. I wouldn't have been subjected to a stranger's blood. It's all your fault, Corey. $75,000 per book. I'd take the job too. How could she say it so casually? Jeremy somehow looks as calm as he did while he was helping me clean off pieces of pedestrian off of myself less than an hour ago. One of his wife's favorite books was hers. What a Wattpad moment. Both of their daughters died? Colleen really said, trauma. Is there all right like the okay from The Fault in Our Stars? 34 pages in, and I've already been traumatized for the rest of my life. So I'm now officially on chapter 3. As I was reading it, I was looking at my notes, and I have one here. It says, as soon as Corey figured out that I wasn't the person my character was based on, he realized we weren't compatible. I wasn't heroic, I wasn't simple, I was difficult. An emotionally challenging puzzle he wasn't up for solving. The note that I wrote next to that is, Corey's a little bitch. I'm not wrong though. He seems nice right now, and obviously like he literally gave her the shirt off of his back, but something's fishy. Maybe it's because I've seen that Lowen and Jeremy become a thing, and just the fact that he's married, like that automatically gives me the ick from the beginning, so I don't trust him. But I feel like I'm meant to. I don't know. Jeremy seems suspicious. His name starts with a J.
The man lost 2 daughters, and his wife is injured in a car wreck. I'm not sure I'm all that comfortable with you being his home. The water suddenly seems too cold for me. Chills run down both arms.
But was it Verity then? Because now they're trying to frame it on Jeremy. I don't know what to believe. I'm just suspicious of everyone in this book. They would live in a house in the middle of nowhere. This whole situation just gives me so much anxiety. Not only do they live in a creepy house, she has no idea what to expect with Verity going in, and she's about to go through all of her things. No. Also, I would not be staying in a stranger's house. What if you lock the door but they have the key to it and then they come in when you're sleeping and like, no. No! Can you tell I never went to sleepovers as a child? Oof, what a line. My mother used to say that houses have a soul, and if that is true, the soul of Verity Crawford's house is as dark as they come. Why would you willingly walk into that? There's some bad juju there. Don't mess with the bad juju.
My eyes are pulled to the headboard, specifically to the teeth marks, bitten into the top edge of the headboard in the center of the bed. I immediately tear my eyes away before Jeremy catches me looking.
Okay, but what if it wasn't like a good biting? Why the heck? I have so many questions. I kind of wonder what I would think about all of this if I didn't know that it was a thriller, because I'm already automatically assuming that everything is creepy, everything has like deeper meanings. Am I reading into it? I don't know, but if I saw teeth marks on someone's headboard, I would be suspicious.
I want to beg him to find a lock. I also don't want to be even more intrusive than I already am.
Bestie, listen, I have anxiety. I don't like to be an inconvenience to people, but I would ask for that lock. She better like push some sort of furniture or something in front of the door, because that is So we just got introduced to Verity, and now we know the state that she's in. Again, maybe just because I'm expecting the worst from everyone, I have a feeling that Verity may not be in as bad of a shape as she's making it out to seem. And also, I find it very telling that all the stories that she writes is from a villain's perspective. Oh, I get to read the manuscript? It's like 2 books in 1. That's so fun. Now things are gonna start to get interesting.
What you read will taste so bad at times, you'll want to spit it out. But you'll swallow these words, and they will become part of you, part of your gut. And you will hurt because of them. Yet, even with my generous warning, you're going to continue to ingest my words. Because here you are, human.
I'm kind of speechless. That was incredibly intense. But does that mean that she's also kind of just taking the way that she writes her fiction books and translating that into her autobiography? Because she's used to having the villains as the main characters. So is she essentially villainizing herself? That would be kind of genius. But it also has to have some semblance of the truth because it's an autobiography. This is fascinating.
I was not the mouse. I was the cheese. I was going to stand there until he came to me.
How very mastermind of her. I'm kind of sad that I know that it all goes downhill after that.
He closed his eyes and kissed me. The kiss was full of both desire and respect. 2 things a lot of men didn't seem to know could go hand in hand.
How are you gonna give me that and not want me to root for them? Or maybe that's exactly the point. This is giving me the same feeling that I got when I watched the Last 5 Years musical for the first time, where you start out and you know that things aren't gonna end well, but also when you see the beginning, you really wanna root for them and you want them to have a happily ever after, but you already know it doesn't happen because you know how it ends.
It was as if I'd been standing on the edge of a cliff my whole life, and finally, after meeting Jeremy, I felt confident enough to jump. Because, for the first time in my life, I felt confident that I wouldn't land. I would keep flying.
That's really beautiful. But you know what's suspicious? When she says, I liked that he believed he could like me. It almost made me believe I was likable. So either she has a really low self-esteem, or that's foreshadowing. Unless this becomes an obsession, which it very well could.
I needed to please him. I needed to be what made him smile, breathe, wake up in the mornings. And for a while, I was. Until he discovered the one thing that meant more to him than I did.
She better not be referring to their children.
Repetitive creaking, like the sound of bed would make if a man were on top of a woman. It's noisy, I know. I gasp and spin around, coming face to face with Jeremy. I can turn it off if it bothers you.
Colleen, you really had me going there for a second. That was wrong. You know exactly what you did. Hold on. If it is for medical reasons, why would he offer to turn it off if it bothers her? I don't know what's going on. Oh, that's so awkward. He's telling her the story. She just read all of it. It's a good thing he didn't lie. But I don't know if I would be able to interact with someone like that after reading something so personal. And knowing that you're gonna read the rest of it. He called her low. Sir, what are you doing giving someone a nickname like that? You can't just throw that around.
There isn't a lock on the door, so I push a wooden chest from the foot of the bed all the way to the door, blocking it off.
So she does have a sense of self-preservation.
It wasn't until 2 months after I completely moved out that Jeremy found out I didn't have my own apartment anymore.
That is a big decision to make by yourself. That seems manipulative to me. And gross. I mean, she did say we weren't gonna like her. Ah, the headboard thing. There it is. Well, at least we know that it wasn't a violent thing.
My life over those next few months became less about Jeremy and more about my character, who was, in a sense, still Jeremy.
Ma'am? I cannot imagine basing my entire life around a man like that. And ironically, he read it and didn't continue the series because he didn't like to be in her head. He had to have figured out that it was about him, basically. So he read it. Not the reaction I was expecting. Also, why would you ask someone to marry you like that? Oh, okay. He had a ring, so it was a planned proposal. It wasn't just because got it.
But then the night we got engaged became the night we conceived. And here's where it gets real. The guts of my autobiography. This is your final warning. Darkness ahead.
I'm sorry, it gets worse? She's gonna hate her children. I thought maybe we were going in a different direction. I was hoping we were going in a different direction. Doesn't look like it. She's gonna hate the fact that the kids are gonna pull his attention away from her. I feel it in my bones. If it ends up that she was the reason that her 2 daughters died, and then Jeremy made the accident happen somehow so that he could protect their son, no. No. I'm getting ahead of myself. I do this every single time.
She's staring straight at me. I jump up. The desk chair moves backward across the wood floor. Verity is looking right at me through the window. Her head turned toward me, her eyes locked on mine. I bring my hand up to my mouth and step back. I feel threatened. Her eyes didn't follow me.
Yes, they did.
I drop my...
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I don't trust her. Nope. No, 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 no. That's menacing as hell. And now that she wasn't approved for the apartment, she's stuck with them for another 2 weeks. After Verity just did that menacing stare thingy. No.
And it makes me wonder if I need to view him as my inspiration as I tackle the rest of the series. I mean, it's not the worst thing. Being forced forced to step into Verity's shoes and visualize Jeremy for the next 24 months as I write.
Lowen, this is not a good idea. I don't believe that she's injured. She better not be pretending to be sick, because that would be really messed up.
I'm here to discuss the first thing my baby ever stole from me. Jeremy, I didn't notice the theft at first. I just can't believe how much you already love them. And they aren't even born yet. I know, he said, smiling.
Homie's really not reading the room correctly. I feel like this is why you need to talk about whether or not you want kids before you get engaged. That feels like a deal breaker.
He fell asleep while I was in the bathroom, attempting to abort his daughters with a wire hanger. I tried for half an hour until my stomach started to cramp and blood was running down my leg. I wanted him to panic, to worry, to feel bad for me, to cry for me. To cry for me.
Oh my god. Y'all are really out here recommending this without trigger warnings? Oh my god. I'm gonna start crying. I read a chapter of From Lukov with Love. I had a dance party to Taylor Swift. I think I'm ready to jump back into this. Usually Colleen Hoover does a really good job at like wrapping everything up. So I'm hoping, even though this is a thriller, that there will be some sort of happy ever after. Even if it's just like a little, like a kernel of one. I just need a little bit of hope left. I'm still trusting. I'm holding on to hope because everybody says that this book is so good. Maybe I'm just not a thriller person. Maybe I should just give up on the thrillers. Just read the book. Read the book. I'm procrastinating. No. Crew just cut his chin on the knife. Why would Jeremy send Lowen in to Verity's room to check for a knife? If I were in that situation, I would make sure that my child is okay and then go get the knife myself. And of course, the knife isn't on the floor when Lowen goes in to get checked.
I put my hand on the mattress to lift myself up off the floor, but immediately shift backward onto my palms. I catch Verity watching me.
Listen to your
Keep my eyes
instincts.
fixated on her as I move. I know how busy you've been today. He winks at me before walking into Verity's room.
Not Jeremy calling her out for staring at him. I would have been mortified. Mortified.
I'm beginning to think Verity writes from a villainous point of view because she's a villain. Being evil is all she knows.
Write what you know. As y'all know, when I first started reading it, I loved the chapters from Verity. I don't think I love them anymore.
I'm not worried about the way it looks, Jeremy said, almost defensively. I'm worried it could be something more serious.
You're such a good dad. This reminds me a lot of the show Behind Her Eyes. It's on Netflix, and it was also based on a book. If you like this and you haven't seen the show, go watch it.
It's not. Your daughters are perfectly healthy, both of them. Figures.
Verity! There's nothing wrong with not wanting kids. There's nothing wrong with not wanting to be a mother. But the fact that she now has kids is what makes this situation so sad. Because now those kids are gonna have to grow up in this environment where their mother essentially despises them for no other reason but the fact that they exist. Lowen, you need to just remove yourself. Remove yourself completely. And now Lowen is going out to eat with Crew and Jeremy, and that seems like a horrendously bad idea. She woke up in Verity's bed. No! When she was talking about the footage of her sleepwalking when she broke her wrist that one time, all I could think about was that girl on TikTok who sleepwalks. But also, Jeremy, he's technically still married. So I do feel weird about them getting closer and him holding her until she falls asleep because she's uncomfortable. Thinking about it in Lowen's perspective, why would you want to get close to a man when you know his wife is crazy? If she felt the way that she felt about her daughters, taking Jeremy's attention away from her, how do you think she's gonna feel about some random woman coming in and taking Jeremy's attention away from her?
Maybe one finger wasn't enough.
No.
I pushed 2 fingers into her mouth and throat until my knuckles were pressed against her gums and she was no longer crying. He was full of concern, his eyebrows drawn together, his forehead wrinkled as he inspected her. But out of all that concern he held, none of it was for me. It was only pointed in Harper's direction.
Everybody talks about the manuscript and the letter. I have not gotten to the letter, but this shit is messed up. How do you not know? Like, being married to her, how do you not pick up on it? I mean, obviously she's good at hiding it, but at least she feels love for one of them, though. That shows something, but poor Harper.
I'm the one who read your book. It was good. Phenomenal. Which is why I suggested your name to your editor. He lowers his head a little, looking me firmly in the eye. Your writing matters to me, Lowen.
As a words of affirmation, girly, that is everything. Still really suspicious about this whole situation, but honestly, I feel a lot better about the fact that he's the one that likes her writing, because I don't know if I would want Verity to like my writing at this point.
Did you say 3? I nodded. I was lying, of course.
That's so manipulative, and I know I keep saying that, but why would you lie about being pregnant just to get him to not be upset with you? This is so messed up.
The same fluid movement. He brings his hand to my head and presses his lips to mine.
No!
Even after
In the living room? He's married. Even if she's crazy, he's married.
I lift my head to watch him, but my blood runs cold. My eyes are pulled to the figure standing at the top of the stairs. Verity's fists clench at her sides before she rushes back in the direction of her room.
You can't come back from that. What do? I would flee. I would turn around. I would leave, and I would never come back. No. So my guess, Chasten dies because of her peanut allergy. Verity blames it on Harper, so she kills Harper. This is how far we've gotten. It's already midnight though. I'm gonna have weird dreams tonight. About to happen. This is the beginning of the end.
After she'd been dead for 3 months, I was growing impatient. We'd only had sex twice since her death, and and he hadn't even kissed me with tongue either time.
I am so sick of this woman and how obsessed she is with sex. Oh my god. Your child just died. You know what? I can't be judgmental. I don't know what it's like. Why is that what you're thinking about? The worst part is that, you know, Harper is obviously already going through this traumatic experience of waking up at a sleepover and having her sister be dead next to her. Horrific. And then on top of that, her mother is blaming her for it.
Had I just tried choking her again as an infant, or leaving an open bottle of bleach near her as a toddler, or ran in the passenger side of my car into a tree while she was unbuckled with the airbag turned off, all of it could have been avoided. That is so twisted. I can't imagine even thinking of these things.
Not her biting over Verity's bite marks. I have no words. Also, if Lowen could hear the sounds of Verity's bed upstairs, does that mean Verity can hear all of the sounds coming from their room? I mean, she did straight up tell her what she was gonna do, so it's not like it's a surprise. She locked them in. No!
I started swimming. Harper was screaming. Splashing. I continued to swim. She continued to scream. Nothing. I wondered if that moment would haunt him, having to catch his dead daughter's body as she fell on top of him in the water.
Oh my
Jeremy wouldn't let go
god.
of her. He pressed his face into her sopping wet hair, and I heard him whispering to her, I love you, Harper. I love you, Harper. I love you, Harper.
To be so calculated about it, knowing that she needed to go back and like scream for her daughter and make it look like she was out of breath and emotional. I think he suspects her. There's no way that he doesn't. This one's really hurting my soul. I want it to be over.
I see the knife slip out between his teeth, into his gums. Blood begins to slide down his front teeth onto his lips. I can't leave Verity here alone. I need you to stay. My heart plummets deep into the pit of my stomach.
I'm shaking.
Why did you tell Crew to hold his breath, Verity? That's the moment I knew it was over.
Her being out looking at the baby monitor, that hard no from me. Okay, we're almost there.
Verity begins to shake her head, adamantly. I had to, Jeremy, she says, sitting up on the bed. She's getting into a defensive pose, as if she's terrified of what he might do.
Oh, they're gonna make her throw up. I mean, I guess the good part about her writing suspense, I assume you would know a lot about how to kill a person and like things that like cops pick up on and stuff. Still horrible, but kind of convenient for them. Poor Crew.
Jeremy's grief over the deaths of his daughters is separate from his joy over the impending birth of a new one. Even after all he's been through, he's still the best man that has ever entered my life.
We found the letter. She's gonna blame Jeremy. She's gonna put this little nugget of doubt in Lowen.
I looked down and realized I didn't have on a seatbelt. And in that moment, I knew what you were doing. It was one simple sentence in my manuscript. I love you. Even still. Verity.
I don't believe it. Some of it makes sense, but there are holes in her story. No, there's Colleen Hoover. Are you kidding me?
No matter which way I look at it, it's clear that Verity was a master at manipulating the truth. The only question that remains is, which truth was she manipulating? The end.
Of course.
This has been an Audible Studios production of Verity, by Colleen Hoover.
That was a great book. I will not be reading it again. It has to be the manuscript because she didn't expect anybody to read it. And yes, I know that she said it was a writing exercise, but he also said that she never talked about her books in front of him. And if he had been at the dinner where they're having the conversation, even if he's on his phone, he was aware that they were talking about her book. She did say, I couldn't make you understand the thinkings of a writer, but it wouldn't make sense to me that in order to help yourself process the grief of these traumatic events, you make them more traumatic. Like if anything, I feel like you would want to rewrite it, but make it turn out where everything is okay. So you can have that fantasy world where you still have your children, which I'm not saying is a healthy coping mechanism, but neither is killing your children in the books. But then Crew also, he wanted to be with her. And I don't know if that's just because she was his mother or if it was because she really did love them. The one thing that I do like about thrillers is that they really make you think afterwards. And this is definitely, I'm gonna be thinking about it. The trauma. I'm glad I finished it and I can finally be a part of the conversation. So let me know what you think in the comments. Are you team manuscript or team letter? That was definitely a lot darker of a story than my sweet little ghosts called for. I feel like they were the one source of light in this whole video. And like I said at the beginning, I will be linking all of my mom's information in the description box down below. I'm gonna go get ready for bed and listen to From Look Up with Love and hopefully bring some joy back into my life. If you enjoyed this reading vlog, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. I gotta go. Good night. Bye!